The holidays are often the most stressful time of the year. But what if I told you that it's possible to get everything from your to-do list done and to still be able to enjoy a nice holiday season? I've got a confession to make. I had a number of years when I really did not enjoy the holidays. Not only did I not enjoy them, I actively dreaded the holiday season coming up. It would get to be November, and I would just want to hide and not participate in anything or take any phone calls. It was a very stressful time. For us, the holidays were filled with stress. We felt pulled in different directions by different family members. We felt stressed financially. There were unrealistic expectations everywhere, and I was not Martha Stewart, and I am still not Santa Claus. And like a lot of other women, I didn't have any elves helping me pull it all together. Like most women, the holiday preparations pretty much fell on my shoulders. Does any of that sound familiar? Well, if any of that's ringing a bell with you, you can relax, because there are some ways that you can make the holidays more enjoyable for you and for everyone around you. The first thing to do is take stock and determine what is really important to you and your family for you to participate in during the holiday season. I'm sure you've noticed that activities and events and obligations definitely seem to increase during the holiday season, maybe like 100-fold, right? And between family events and church gatherings and community activities, we can look at our calendar and see that it is jam-packed before we really even turn around twice. But just because we've always done something in the past does not mean that we have to continue doing it. Needs change as our families grow and evolve. Something everybody looked forward to at one point in the past may not be something that they look forward to now. It may be something that they're just kind of meh about. Ask what people want. That's really the trick here. Don't assume that you know, because even though you may have known what they wanted in holidays past, those things may have totally changed. By asking what events and what activities are important to not only to you but to your family members, you can get a better handle on the things that you're going to commit to participating in and attending during the holiday season. If you clear some events out of your schedule, you'll have a little more time to just enjoy being with your family and to enjoy and savor the holiday spirit. Another way to tame some of that holiday frenzy is to anticipate some of the things that could go wrong and to develop contingency plans. Because, sometimes it seems that whatever can go wrong will, and that doesn't change just because it's the holiday season. Things will still break. People can still get sick. The weather may derail your best laid plans. But by spending a little time looking at your particular unique situation, you can anticipate some of the things that could go wrong. For example, if you have younger children or grandchildren, you can anticipate that it's possible somebody might get sick. In that case, what might you need to do or to rearrange in order to make the holiday still enjoyable, even though you've got a sick family member? It's always possible if you're traveling for the holidays that the weather might give you problems. You might either get stuck on one end or the other, and in which case you've got to have a contingency plan of what to do next. If you can't get to your destination for Christmas, is there an alternative? By spending a little time looking at our situations and thinking about those things that could go wrong, and that at some point, if you live long enough, probably will, we can come up with some ideas about things to do when life gives us a hiccup and things don't go according to the plan. Having thought about some possible alternate scenarios, we can still enjoy the holiday season, even if things don't go quite as expected. One of the biggest things I found that helped to tame my own personal holiday frenzy was finally learning to ask for help and to accept it. Now, here's one of those truth bombs. You are not the only one responsible for the holidays. You're not the only one responsible for decorating, for cleaning, for cooking, for shopping, for wrapping packages. If there are other people in your household, there are other people who can help you and assist with holiday preparations. It doesn't have to all fall totally on your shoulders alone. Those other people that live with you, they're probably capable of helping with some of those things. And if they're not capable, well, if they're not capable, but they're old enough to physically do some things, and they're old enough to follow directions, now might be a really good time for them to start learning and developing those skills. They'll need them, after all, at some point down the road anyway. I learned the lesson about asking for help the hard way. One day, many years ago, on the day after Thanksgiving, I was in graduate school at that time, and I was spending the day after Thanksgiving doing what I always did, putting up the Christmas tree and decorating the house. And nobody in the house was helping. And I would ask for help, and I was getting met with, oh, Mom, we don't really care about all those decorations and stuff. And the longer the day was going on, the more frustrated and honestly, the angrier I was beginning to get. When I finally made my request really clear and was very specific that I need this person to do this particular task, things finally improved as they began to take some of that load off my shoulders. But I learned another very important lesson that day. Don't assume that the things that have always made people happy in the past is what they still want to enjoy for holidays present. Next, accept that things in the holiday season do not have to be perfect for them to be memorable. It's okay to turn the pressure nozzle down. Your house does not have to look like it belongs in a magazine. Your table for Christmas dinner or Christmas Eve does not have to look like it was prepared by a professional chef or a professional baker. Your gift wrapping does not have to look like it came from the finest department store in town. So cut yourself some slack in these areas. Maybe things aren't quite as decorated as you used to do. That's okay. Maybe you skip a dish or two that you've prepared in the past. It's all right. It is okay to let some of those expectations and some of that stuff that you feel like you've just got to do, it's okay to let it go, because that's the stuff that's making you feel frenzied and making you feel stressed and making you not enjoy your holidays. And finally, be willing to let some of your holiday traditions change as your situation changes. There are lots of things that can cause a need for you to look at changing your traditions. Your family may change as your kids grow, as you add new family members, as they marry and bring home spouses and have kids of their own, as older family members pass away. Also, people's time and financial situations change, and we need to be respectful of those changes as well, and not insist that people be committed to things that maybe they are not able to give due to those changing situations. Another reason that the holidays can be hard for a lot of people is because of those expectations. No one wants to have that hard holiday discussion with family members and say, we just can't commit to doing something we've done in the past because of time constraints or because of financial restraints as well. Also, people's interests change. The things that you did when your family was young may not be the things that your grown kids want to do now. Our physical abilities change as well, too. As we get older, we may not feel up to going all out and doing some of the holiday things that we used to do. We may not up to doing several days of marathon cooking in the kitchen. We may not feel like decorating every room in the house and also the outside in our yard. But here's a secret. People probably care less about that than you really think they do. A lot of times that pressure to do all these things is really self-inflicted. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, but my family just loves having a great big old spread of things to choose from for their Christmas dinner, well, okay, there's other ways to achieve that. First off, you might assign family members certain dishes to bring to the holiday dinner. Another option is to order some of that stuff out. Purchase ready-made food. Pick up things from a bakery, and you keep your contribution to some of the simpler, easier, and less time-consuming things. The point is that you do not have to do a ton of work. You don't have to decorate like a professional. You don't have to bake like a professional chef. You can enlist help, and you can scale things back and still have a memorable holiday season. And finally, if you're looking for further help, I actually happen to have a Christmas planner that's available on Amazon, and over on my website, I've got a video about how to use Trello to help you get really organized and ready for your holiday season. I'll leave a link to those in the description below. So, I'm curious, have you ever had a holiday that you really dreaded? Leave me a comment. Tell me about it.